Why are you doing this thing?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
If you could do something different from what you are doing today, what would
Mhm.
you do?
I'm not one of those people that says, "Oh, I wish I hadn't done X," because I think everything that I have done in my life has made me who I am now. They are happy, healthy, and active. And it is just incredible because we have some residents that are over 100 years old. And to see them still doing what they can do is absolutely incredible. And to see the love that they still have, the level of activity, I mean, all of those things. We did a post for Valentine's Day, which was, 10 days 11 days ago here in the States. And so they wrote out their suggestions for having a great life, based on love. And a couple of them, it was kind of funny. Several of them said, "Don't get married," which I thought was very funny. I mean, these were people in their 80s saying that. um, but they also said things like, always always tell the person that you love them. So their words of wisdom were just so inspirational, and I love being able to work with these people.
All right. This is very interesting. It is very interesting because now you are working with people who have nothing to lose.
Hmm.
So they tell you the truth.
Right.
If they want
I
to,
think.
of course,
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, you are really having a reservoir in your hands. What are
Hmm.
they telling you? They are over 80, they are 90,
Hmm.
95. What are their preoccupations? What are they like sharing? What is going on in their mind?
Hmm. I think one of the things that they share is exactly what you and I have been talking about. Keep living. Don't stop. And you know, you are the person who's in charge of your life and what's going to happen. And I love seeing that from them because they have lived such a life. I mean, like, there are quite a few that are veterans, and we even have some World War II veterans, and so some of them talk about loving your country. But they all are still about how are they going to live their life.
Mm. All right. Now, let's talk about another aspect of it. Let's flip the coin.
Okay.
What are they complaining about? What is their worry about their whole life? Like, um, all right, let me leave it like
Hmm.
that. What are they worried
Hmm.
about? What are they complaining about their life? Maybe the choices that they have made.
Hmm. I think in many cases it's that they didn't do something that they thought they should have. And whether it's travel or even just taking time to sit and read books. I think many people are, and it doesn't really matter the age, but I think so many are not happy with, maybe they spent too much time working as opposed to spending time with family. And maybe putting their priorities on the wrong thing. And so I think that's, and I, one of the things that I tell people that I work with is, don't put stuff off. We always think, oh, in 10 years I'll do such and such, or whatever it is. And I tell people, if at all possible, do it now. Because we don't know what the future holds, right? And I don't want to be the person that, as about the past, thinking, oh, if only I had done X. I think that the thing is, we all need to be doing those things because we don't want to have regrets. As we're getting older and as we're passing.
All right, thank you. Incredibly beautiful. The way you put it is incredibly beautiful. But maybe I should ask you like this, Deb. Why are you doing this thing?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
All right. I want to ask the question like this.
Okay.
If you could do something different from what you are doing today, what would
Mhm.
you do?
I'm not one of those people that says, "Oh, I wish I hadn't done X," because I think everything that I have done in my life has made me who I am now, good and bad, right? And there were definitely some choices that you look back on and think, well, that was not the best thing to do. But I think, it probably I would say, tell people that we appreciate them more, that we love them more. My mother passed away not quite a year ago, and she and I did not really have a good relationship. And I think part of that might be me. Well, I know part of it is me. But one of the things, we always talked on the phone every week, no matter what, we talked on the phone, and we always ended every conversation with, "I love you." And I think, that's one of the things that we need to really do more of, is tell people we love them, tell people we appreciate them, because I know that there are people that, I never said that to, that I wish I would have. And maybe they're gone, maybe they've passed, or maybe they're just not in my life any longer. So I think, we need to tell people that. I just like I so appreciate being on your podcast. I am truly honored, and I think this is so much fun, and it is just so special for me to be able to be here and to get to know you.
Thank you so much for that, Deb. All right, because you are working with senior,
Mhm.
I'm sort of just having a tuition to ask the question like this. Why do you think it is important to not regret in these days when maybe you are 1995, you are always going to be happy about the choices that you have made.
Mhm.
Of course, it's never going to happen that you are going to be happy with all the choices
Right.
that you have
Mhm.
made, except maybe you have been a robot. If you have been a human being, you are going to make a lot of mistakes,
Mhm.
maybe make few good ones.
Mhm.
So you now rejoice over the good ones. So let's say you are happy.
Mhm.
But the question is, why do you think is important to be happier or to be rejoicing over the decision that you have made at this time
Mhm.
than regret?
I think they're a combination. I think it is very important to be happy, and and yeah, we're going to have regrets, and I think the issue is that we don't keep remembering those regrets. Or maybe that whatever it is, we deal with it and we go on. We forgive the people who we might need to forgive. I think it is very important to be happy in whatever way it is. We know from studies that happiness helps with our physical and our mental health, right? And I mean, laughter, we have a saying here in the United States, laughter is the best medicine. And I think that's very true. We, uh, laughter, I mean, there are physical